Telepathy.
Telepathy.
Your favorite podcast on the internet.
With Enzo Antonio and Anna Catherine.
Hello, people of the interweb. Welcome back to episode 110 of Telepathy. That is quite a large number for quite an amazing podcast.
Yes,
welcome back, guys.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Just a reminder that video episodes are in fact on YouTube and Spotify if you aren't already on one of those platforms. But yeah, we have a very interesting episode today. I'm very, very excited to talk about it because, one, this is just the talk of the town this week. Everyone has something to say about Taylor Swift's new album.
And
but
we
also
sure do.
Because, yeah, we sure do. And I know for a fact that we have completely different opinions. So I'm treating this almost as a debate. I'm very excited.
Really? Oh, okay. Oh, shoot.
Not
am I
really.
ready for that then? I'm just kidding.
Not really. I'm kind of kidding. Not really a debate, but like I'm excited to hear your take. And
Okay, yeah.
I have like I guess what I'm saying is I've come prepared. I'm not coming into this like, you know.
Yeah. You know your stance and you like thought of your reasons why.
Yes,
as to
yes,
why.
exactly.
You know why you think what you think. So yes, you're probably going to leave this episode hating one of us, but that's okay. And I feel like we should just go ahead. Okay, we didn't even say what it was about. We're talking about Taylor Swift's new album. Is it her 12th, I think, right?
12th. I did actually say it. I said Taylor Swift's new album like a minute ago. But it's okay.
Okay, guys, I promise I'm present in the conversation. But The Life of a Showgirl is out, and
Squirrel.
Oh my gosh, we're gonna get into all of our thoughts on it and just what other people have to say and where we stand on it. So just know, if you are a huge Swiftie, you might not agree with everything said in this video, and that is totally okay. Just know that you can still enjoy the music that you want to enjoy, and people are allowed to have their own takes on it. And yeah, we're just going to leave it at that. I understand. I understand having a fave and wanting and enjoying something and feeling like everyone else should enjoy it, but that's just not always the case, and that's okay. We're going to have a civil conversation, and yeah. We're introducing our mediator.
We never. Yeah, don't worry. I was gonna say, don't worry. We never come in that heated.
No, literally. But yeah, I guess this is telepathy history though, because normally it's that we're on the same wavelength 24/7, but we're not today.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. It's not like we're like polar opposites. Like I feel like you'll agree with some of the stuff I say, and vice versa.
Yeah,
I'll agree with some of the stuff
I
you
do
say.
have like, yeah, I will say like. Yeah, we can get into this later actually, but I will say like, you know, I'm not gonna like love everything that she does. Like I don't ever like follow people blindly. So, anyways, let's get into first our icebreakers, which is the most important part of every telepathy episode. If you're new here,
Exactly.
The icebreakers starts with our camp question. So I will lead it off this time. Name, age, and what is your, okay, we might have done this before. You know, I've basically forgotten, so we can do it again. What's your favorite Halloween candy?
Ooh. Okay. Yeah. Wait, can I give candy and chocolate? Because there's two different answers? Or do I have to pick?
No, you can give two.
Okay. Hello, guys. I'm Enzo. I'm 18. And my favorite Halloween... Oh, my YouTube channel is Enzo Antonio, by the way. My videos, I've been working hard on them, so you should go check them out if you want. Yay. Okay. My favorite Halloween chocolate, Reese's for sure. And then candy, I love a good old trolley. It's so weird to call them a trolley, like individual. Like I feel like to me, they're just trolleys, like the bag itself.
As in like gummies, like the gummy worms?
The gummy worms, yes. The sour ones, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
My name's Anna. I'm 23. First time saying that on
Happy
camera.
belated birthday, Anna.
Thank you. And I'm going to say that my favorite Halloween candy, oh, this is so hard. I did just, in fact, go buy Halloween candy at the grocery store today, which is why that inspired this question. But I feel like this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I really like Twizzlers, and I really like the Twizzlers that come in the little 2-packs. Like the little, fun-sized, whatever. And then I also really like Reese's or Heath bars.
Those are all valid. Twizzlers, I can definitely support. Like, not my favorite, but I don't know. I feel like they get too much hate. that being said, I feel like they make my stomach feel weird, but no, we love.
That's true. They also make my stomach feel weird, but I kind of just have to power through.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's me with dairy. Anyways, music and TV shout outs. Guys, should I shout out only one? I think I'll do two. Okay. First, I just mixed up first of all and first off. First of off, guys, Run the Road by Santa Gold. It's such a good song. I'm pretty sure it's in Euphoria. Like, I could be making this up, but I was listening to it the other day and I was like, this is so good. If it's not in Euphoria, it's in some sort of TV show. And it sounds like it. Like, it just has like that like peak TV show sound to it. And then my second one, which is pretty on theme for the Halloween times, but I Put a Spell on You from Hocus Pocus, of course. It's so good. Such a funny little parody of the song. And then also vocals though, because yes, Winifred, period.
Halloween is coming up so soon. Like, what the actual heck?
I know. Okay.
October 8th. My music shout out. Obviously, we're talking about the Life of a Showgirl album today, but I really haven't listened to like much else in the past week. Like, I have, but it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm just gonna shout out a song from the album because I would have shouted it out anyway if the topic wasn't about Taylor Swift. But my favorite song from the album is Father Figure, so that's my shout out. You're like scaring me.
No, wait.
No, okay.
Guys,
wait.
I'm not even a
we'll
hater. I'm not even a hater, but I can't help what my face does sometimes. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I know, you're like
kidding.
scaring me. Okay. I'm like scared.
No.
To voice my opinion. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, I was like, okay, wait, hold on. Like,
I'm just kidding. And then are we gonna, let's see, you didn't do a TV or movie shout out yet?
No. Okay, wait. This is so funny. Last week I saw Glenn Powell because he's a UT, technically not even a UT alumni. Technically he's my classmate because
I thought you were gonna say he's my cousin.
We are cousins actually. No, I'm just kidding. But basically he went to UT, but then I think he dropped out, but now he's getting a degree online. So that's literally my classmate.
My classmate, Glenn Powell.
Yeah, no, exactly. But I somehow got a wristband to the event where he did like a Q&A after watching the first episode of Chad Powers, which is his new TV show that he's in. And it's like a sports series, which to begin with, I was like, oh, I'm not going to like this just because I don't really like sports in movies and TV shows. So I feel like, I don't know, I'm just not drawn to that type of content or type of that genre, whatever. But I thought it was pretty good. Probably I'm not going to continue watching the series, but it was still pretty fun to watch. So Chad Powers, go check it out if you guys want, I guess.
It's also like cool to hear people talk more deeply about something that you're like not that interested in. Like, you know, like for example, when I would go to like panels at SCAD, like maybe it wasn't something that I was like incredibly interested in, but then when you hear people talk about like how passionate they are about this or like the creative decisions behind like something, it's more interesting.
Yeah, because
like, you're at least learning something even if you don't like the topic.
Yes, and so basically the show is about a problematic football player and his career is basically canceled, but he still wants to play football, so he basically dresses up as a new person and wears all these like prosthetics and stuff and tries out.
Why does he always play someone dressing up as people?
Literally, but he tries out for a college football team that for a university he doesn't even go to. So it's really funny. But then like during the little Q&A panel, he was talking about how the show, like the underlying message is that if a bad person puts on a mask like of a good person, like do they become good over time? And that's what I was kind of like, okay, wait, even though it's about sports, like there's still a theme that appeals to the masses. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. My brain is dead, but yeah, that was pretty fun. So Chad Powers, yes.
Cool. Was that a week recap or a TV shout out?
That kind of turned into a week recap. Guys, this week has been stressful. It's week 7. I'm almost done with all my midterms though. So yeah. Actually, wait.
Yay.
I am done with my midterms. Yay.
How do you just forget if you're done with your midterms or
Well,
not?
because one of them is like an online quiz kind of thing that's open note. So the stress levels for that are like all of my in-person midterms are done. So yay.
Oh, got it. Yay. My week recap. So my birthday was about a week ago, which was really fun. I did have to go to work on my birthday, first work birthday. But it was still good. Like my coworkers decorated my desk, which was really
Oh, wait,
nice.
that's so sweet.
And like one of my coworkers brought in cupcakes and balloons.
Oh my gosh.
And then we all went out to lunch at like a barbecue place. So it was really fun. And then shortly after, like I think the next day, 2 of my friends flew in from up north, and then we all drove down to North Georgia, and my friend group from study abroad, we did a mountain trip. It was like not really my birthday trip. It was just like it happened to be the same week as my birthday. But we got like an Airbnb in the mountains, and it had like a hot tub, and we went hiking one day, and then later on Saturday, we went apple picking. It was like my first time ever going to an apple orchard.
Wait, that's so cool.
Yeah, and we literally picked apples. And then there was this like huge warehouse shop with like every type of Apple product you could think of. Apple product as in the food Apple, not
not AirPods,
Apple
Macs,
software.
and
Yeah, but
iPhones.
it's like you walk in and there's like iPhone. It's like an Apple store. No. We got like apple cider donuts and like hard apple cider. And I got a caramel apple. Yeah, it was really good. And then this week, it's just like last week and this week have just both been a really busy week at work, but I'm finally over the like major deadlines. So
Yay.
that's good. Also, my camera's flashing, so I think it's going to be an iPhone day.
Oh my gosh.
I promise I will order a battery like
Yes.
tonight. Like
It was a great purchase. I recommend.
I'm
Okay.
going to go ahead and get my phone so that we can have a seamless transition.
Truth. Guys, so apparently while Anna gets her phone to switch when the battery dies, we realized we didn't talk about the Telepathy playlist, and I don't think I've ever been the one to shout it out. So this is truly groundbreaking on Telepathy, but every single song that we add from our music shout out is going to be on Spotify in a playlist called The Telepathy Playlist. And you can find this playlist by going to our Instagram at The Telepathy Pod. And there's a highlight and you can click it and the link will take you to the Telepathy Spotify playlist. Wow, that was almost like verbatim what Anna would say, because as the editor of the episode, I tend to hear that over and over. Yeah. It's okay. It's nothing.
Sorry, guys. I'm going to buy a new battery after this because I need to have a backup.
Yes.
I've been doing really good at remembering to charge it the past like 2 months or so, but not anymore.
It's
apparently.
Okay. Okay, it's time. So I think first we should explain our history with Taylor Swift and where we stand as a consumer, listener.
Yes, that. And we should talk about how we went into the album. Like, you know, before we listened to the album, like how we...
Like your expectations, how you were
Yeah, our
anticipating
expectations.
it to be. Okay,
Yes.
you can go first. Okay, and this actually is a judgment-free zone. So I'm ignore me being like, you can go, and then talking over you. But like genuinely, I know you were kidding earlier, but like guys, I swear. Judgment-free zone.
Okay. So I definitely, like, I grew up as a Taylor Swift fan. I feel like I'm talking about like religion. Like I grew up going to church.
I went to a Taylor Swift school growing up, but
But yes, I like have been listening to Taylor Swift since probably I was in kindergarten. Like I remember my first interaction with Taylor Swift, or not interaction with her, but like introduction to her was my mom like playing her in the car in like kindergarten, when I was in like kindergarten or something. And then like before high school, I don't think I really understood what an album was. Like I didn't understand that like I would hear the lead singles, but I never understood what like an album release was. So it wasn't until high school that I would like start staying up late for like listening to the new song releases or new album releases. And Reputation was the first one that I really like stayed up for. And then since then I've been like staying up for them and stuff. And I think the peak for me was like Evermore or Folklore and Evermore. Like those are still my favorites. I think in college, I kind of like, wasn't. I feel like there started to be so much to keep up with, like with all the re-records, and like I was still like involved in it, but like I just it was just becoming a little bit too much. So I wasn't like super. I was still like a Taylor Swift fan in college, but I wasn't like as crazy of a fan as I was in high school, I would say. And then going into this album, I just kind of felt, I mean, I was excited, but I feel like it was the least I had ever like counted down for one of her albums. Like I was just busy elsewhere in life, like in just everything, to be like, I just don't really feel like I count down to albums that much anymore.
Yeah.
So I will say I was surprised by how this we'll like get into it later, but like I was surprised how much this album like resonated with me and like brought me back into the world of being a Swiftie.
Yeah.
Which I hate like, I don't know why, but I hate calling myself a Swiftie. Like I feel like it's just kind of a cringy word or something. So I hate calling myself a Swiftie, but I will say I am a Swiftie.
Okay. Yeah.
I just think any fandom name is kind of cringy.
The Barbs. Shout out the Barbs.
Okay.
I
whatever.
love the Barbs. Anyways. So I guess that's a good segue into me. So I listened to Taylor Swift on the radio. I remember like We Are Never Getting Back Together. And then I remember when Shake It Off came out, Blank Space. And I was never a hater, but she was never my number one. I think for me on pop radio growing up, it was always Nicki Minaj, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Kesha, even though I don't think I fully appreciated Kesha like I do now. But Taylor Swift was never my genre of pop, I feel like. Like I feel like I liked more like electronic, like, but
I know what you mean. Like, the 2010s, like, yeah.
Yes. And during the Reputation era, I remember I did not like Look What You Made Me Do, but it like grew on me. But then I like started to hate it again because it got overplayed. So I was very like back and forth with that. And then...
And you were like I feel like you were actually like I don't know if you were a hater, but I feel like you were more of a hater before liking her because of like Carolina too.
Yeah, my sister definitely is not a Taylor Swift fan. And I feel like I never would have classified myself as a hater. But there was definitely a time where I was just like, I don't know. But then it was like summer 2018. I think I listened to Reputation again. And I was like, okay, like this is cool. And then I remember Me came out on my birthday, on my 12th birthday, which is crazy.
Wait, that's crazy.
I know. And I remember like that was when I was kind of like, the promotion for it. I was like, okay, this is cool. Like a new era. It's going to be a fun music video. Then I remember Me came out and I remember I was like, do I like this? I don't know. But I was kind of like, okay, I'm here for it. And then I remember I liked You Need to Calm Down better. But I remember being like the music video, like, I don't know. I understand that there was like good intentions, but something about it is like slightly off-putting, especially when you see how things evolved over the next couple of years, which I can talk about. But yeah, I actually really liked Lover. I feel like more than some people did. Like there was like Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, Paper Rings. So there were some songs from there that I really, really liked. And I got it on vinyl too. And then when Folklore came out, I was like, wait, I like this vibe a lot. Then Evermore came out, I was like, I like this vibe a lot. And then when she announced Midnights, I remember being like pretty excited for it. And then I think I listened to the album like once or twice and then never really fully revisited it other than a couple songs like Karma. And that was like kind of it, I feel like. And then, I don't know, I feel like after that, I really lost interest. Like not even in a super like personal way where I was like, I'm going to stop listening to you. Like I genuinely just kind of was not listening to Taylor Swift as much. And then for the Torture Poets department, I wasn't really like hyped for anything. And then like I listened to a couple songs and I was like, okay, like cool, not really my vibe. So then I moved on. And then The Life of a Showgirl, I was definitely intrigued by the promotional pictures. Like I definitely thought it was cool, like the 1920s vibe. But then like, yeah, the album didn't really match that vibe at all, I don't think. And I just like wasn't
would
a big
agree.
fan of it.
I would agree that that's my biggest, critique with this album, is that I don't think it sonically matches. I think the music video was really good for the life. I keep saying the life of Ophelia, the fate of Ophelia, but I don't think that the photo and visuals matched the sound of the album. Like, I still just like the album cover feels completely disconnected from the album to me sonically. I know that the album cover represents the painting of Ophelia with like where she's halfway underwater. Like, I understand the like meaning behind it, but I just don't. I mean, we had a whole episode about this, about like visuals matching like sonics, and I just don't think it does. And like when I see the album cover, I don't even register it as the album cover for The Life of a Showgirl. Like, I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
It's like completely disconnected to me.
Okay, wait. So what were your favorite songs from it? Describe your first listen, I guess.
Okay, so the first listen, I did listen with other people because this was the night that my two friends flew in who were also Taylor Swift fans. And it's fun to like listen with other people, and I've listened with other people for the past like few years, but I prefer to listen to albums by myself because I miss a lot if I'm listening with other people. So I think the first listen, I really liked some songs, and then other songs I was like, what the heck is this? Like, I don't really like this. But I wasn't sure if it was going to be an album that like grew on me or not. And like, I feel like Taylor Swift's albums always do grow on me. Like, I've never like not liked one of her albums, but it does sometimes take a few weeks, or not a few weeks, like a few days to be like, okay. So the first listen, I'm not going to say I was like obsessed with it. And then I went on that trip for like the weekend. And then during the trip, I wasn't really listening to the album, but I was seeing all the like negative reviews of it. And I was actually kind of like feeding into the negative reviews. I was genuinely like, ugh, like some of these things are right. But then when I went back and like listened to the album a few more times and like read all the lyrics, then I was like, okay, I do actually really like this. And then it wasn't until like, I think Tuesday that I was fully and like, I was like obsessed, and I was like, I felt like it, I hadn't felt that way. I feel like since Reputation released, like I hadn't ever rewatched her music videos, I feel like, in a few years. Whereas now it's like, I've already rewatched the Fate of Ophelia music video a few times because I think it's so good. What about you?
Yeah, so I listened to the album like the next morning, and I was scared, I will say, because I had already opened up TikTok, and I definitely went into it with an open mind. I was kind of like, okay, let's see what's going on. Because once again, like, I'm not like a huge Taylor Swift fan, nor am I an avid hater. Like, it's not like I was hate listening to it. It was more just out of curiosity of like, okay, a new album, let's hear. And I was not vibing with it, like lyrically or even sonically. And I can't really explain like the music theory behind this. And I also feel bad even critiquing it, because let me just say I went through a voice memo rabbit hole the other day, and I listened to some of my demos from like 3 years ago of stuff, and I was actually appalled. That was a side note. But so I feel bad giving any musical critiques, but I will say.
Well, okay. But I was actually going to say earlier, I wanted to say this when we were talking on FaceTime before the episode, but I was like, I'll wait because I don't want to like start any conversations.
Yeah.
But I actually like kind of want to hear your music theory perspective of it, just because you've been taking music theory and I feel like you actually know stuff now.
Okay. Yes. So that could be a stretch that I know stuff, but I will say I do want to look into the sheet music of a lot of these songs, because to me, the melodies feel so like they don't really go anywhere. It kind of either stays on the same note. And then also one of the things that I wanted to talk about is Taylor Swift's the range of her music, because it's written in kind of like an ideal alto range. Like a contralto could sing these songs like that's kind of it definitely resonates in a lower range. But the thing is, and I've seen debates of like, is Taylor Swift an alto? I think she's a mezzo soprano. I don't know. A lot of her songs are written lower, but that's the thing about it, is I feel like I was actually I somehow guessed this earlier, but it's in the Ruin the Friendship song where she's like, my time, my life. And then it goes down to like a D3, which is a pretty low note, especially like in pop music. I feel like you don't hear people just hitting that, like female vocalists hitting that all the time. And like, to me, I love music that's written lower. Like, I appreciate people's lower registers so much, but it's like, it kind of lacks that alto warmth. And it could also be because of the vocal production. And honestly, that was one of my complaints for Folklore and Evermore, is it seemed like this should be like an acoustic album. It's very, a lot of guitar, piano, these more like vulnerable, poetic lyrics, I guess. But then the vocal production is still like a pop song. So that's like always something to me. Like, I feel like Taylor Swift's vocal production is really repetitive for me for some reason. And maybe it is because of like compressors and stuff, or of the pitch correction that they use, that I feel like the lower notes don't really have that like warmth to it, I guess. But then
I feel like in Folklore, some of the song, like, I don't know, what do you think about like Mad Woman? I feel like Mad Woman, she did really good with like low notes in that song.
She definitely like has the lower notes, and I feel like there's a time and a place, but it's like a lot of these melodies in these songs just felt like they didn't feel very musically interesting. In The Life of a Showgirl by Sabrina Carpenter, it really threw me off when they transposed Sabrina's verse, because also like Sabrina has some lower notes too, like the I beg you don't embarrass me, motherfucker. Like, that's an E3. Guys, maybe I do a relative pitch. I don't know. But yeah, Sabrina has some lower notes too. And I think that her lower register sounds good. So I don't know why they like changed it. Like, that like threw me off for some reason. Like, that didn't feel.
Yeah, that did like confuse me a little bit, but I did end up liking it. Like, it confused me, but then like after the second or third or fourth listen, once I like knew it was coming, it kind of like itched something in my brain.
Yeah.
And what I will say about like my counter argument, I guess, for like melody is like, I felt like this album finally resonated with me more than some of the past. I mean, I really liked Tortured Poets Department.
Yeah.
I do love so many songs from Midnights, but I just like as an album as a whole, I never think of Midnights as one of my favorites. But I feel like a lot of the melodies in this album did resonate with me for the first time in like so long that it has like, I don't know, like scratched my brain. Maybe like I haven't felt this way since like Folklore or Evermore. In terms of like, I really love the key change at the end of Father Figure. That's like so satisfying to me. There's some things that kind of had to grow on me, like the song Opalite. The first time I listened to it, I was like, I don't see myself liking this song very much because it's like, I was like, really? Like, okay. But then it's like, I kind of had to take it less seriously. I feel like that's the thing about this album is, I feel like her past like her past like 4 or 5, I don't know, albums, you have to like take them more seriously almost because it's more serious content of like, I don't know, like she was like pretty sad in lots of her last albums. So I do feel like this album is supposed to be taken less seriously, and like I think that's why the melodies are slightly more like less complex, maybe more just like poppy. And I'm honestly surprised I'm saying this because I prefer like non-poppy music compared to poppy music, but like I don't know, maybe it's just like what Taylor Swift does, because at the time that Lover came out, that was like such a favorite album for me, and that was like probably her most bubblegum pop, you know?
Yeah.
And so maybe I feel like maybe almost something in this album is reminding me of love, like sonically of Lover and lyrically of Lover and Reputation. And it's like bringing back that like nostalgia from high school, I guess, for me. Because I was surprised to end up liking some of these like really poppy sounding melodies.
I don't know. For me, the lyrics were like the number one thing that I think I noticed my first listen, because I don't know, some like guys, when I got to canceled, like I was making faces because I don't even know much about Taylor Swift's lore and stuff like that, but I immediately clocked what that was about. And I was just like, oh, like it's I'm like this is the song we wanted to make. And with the lyrics being taken seriously, like I love fun, non-serious pop music, but I think that there is a reason why I like, Charli XCX going, yeah, I don't know if you like me. Sometimes I think you might hate me. Maybe you just want to be me. Like, you know what I mean? Like those are also very simple conversational like lyrics. But then like when I hear, did you girl boss too close to the sun? Did you have a little too much fun or whatever, like it just doesn't, I don't know. It doesn't hit that mark for me. I don't know.
I love the sound of the song Canceled, but I will say that's probably my least favorite lyrically, because that one where it's so like,
and it's weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Well, and it's just like, it's very like, it does feel a bit cringy. Like, did your girl boss too close to the sun? And that's like, so the other song that people are heavily critiquing lyrically is Eldest Daughter, which is her track 5, which is normally her like deepest lyrically written songs. And that's the one where she says like, this isn't savage. Like, what else does she say? Means
I'm not
the
a
song
bad
starts
bitch.
out.
This is a savage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the song starts off with memes. Okay. The difference in that one, I still can't really listen to that one seriously. And that is like, I'd say Eldest Daughter and Canceled are my least favorite songs lyrically. Eldest Daughter, I think she did intend for it to be like she's intentionally saying these things to prove that she's like not relatable anymore. But it's still kind of like, okay, like I understand that it was intentional, but I still like can't really fully get into it because it's kind of cringy words.
Yeah.
Whereas, so like, what I'm saying is like Eldest Daughter was intentional. Canceled, I think she was genuinely just saying like, did you girl boss too close to the sun? And I'm like, okay, that's a little too much. But in the end, like, yeah, I feel like the other songs make up for the writing on those.
Yeah. Okay. Which I feel like we can get into also. This is a pretty big thing. Have you seen any of the controversy with, I think it's Eldest Daughter or Opalite?
No.
Okay. So with a lot of these issues, I feel like I'm not the one to speak on it. So I can redirect you guys to honestly TikTok. But a lot of people were pointing out that there's a lot of like microaggressive lyrics. And once again, like I feel like it's not my place to speak on that. So if you guys want to just like search that up on TikTok, there's a lot of Black creators that can actually break it down for you. And I feel like one thing is like, to any of the non-Black Swifties out there, and like just remembering that if somebody's pointing out something in the lyrics like that, like I feel like our job is to listen, because I think people are so quick to be like, it's not that deep. But then that feels weird because just a couple months ago or something, y'all are like looking into all these Easter eggs and being like, oh, she posted this and it has this 13 this. So that means that this is coming out this time and that she's releasing this. So I'm like, okay, so it is that deep. But then suddenly when people are drawing connections that could very likely be pointing to Taylor Swift talking about Travis Kelce's ex and all of that, suddenly it's not that deep anymore. Like, I don't know, that does feel like, what's the word? Like a dog whistle, I guess.
Wait, was his ex Black?
Yeah. And just like,
I didn't know that.
People kind of think that a lot of it feels very much like I'm not a bad bitch, and that like, I don't know. And just also referencing a moment where I think his ex was on the phone or something. Okay, I don't fully know much about Travis Kelce and his lore also. So once again, if you guys are looking to learn more about that, definitely go to TikTok. Like, I am not the place to talk about that. And yeah, but that being said, hearing that on TikTok definitely, like, we absolutely draw the line at that, you know, like boring melodies and stuff like that. That's one form of criticism. This kind of thing, like, we absolutely draw the line here. And so, yeah, it has been very icky. And also going back to canceled, I don't know. I think that the way that her lyrics have evolved, I don't know, it kind of shows her how she's changed as an artist because, you know, you have, so like in You Belong With Me, you know, she's victimizing herself, whatever, which that sounds dramatic, but, you know, she's not the cheerleader. She's on the sideline. She's the bleachers, or she's the bleachers. She's on the bleachers. But then fast forward, and now it's like her and all of her friends are victimized and so misunderstood by the media. But like, good thing I like my friends canceled. Like, it's just weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound too much like a hater, but like,
no, I mean,
weird.
I agree though that like that is like canceled is my least favorite lyrically song. It's like it doesn't fully make sense. I do think, however, people are focusing a lot on like the badly written songs and then not giving enough credit to like what I think is a really good song, such as Father Figure. I love that song because one, I love the sample. And also I can't see you anymore, by the way, because my phone's charging.
It's okay.
But I love the story being told of like her, like she hasn't really spoken or confirmed that this is true, but like either at first my thought was like Scooter Braun, but then the second thought was, but then people are saying it's actually Scott Borchetta, like the you know, higher up man in the industry that's like taken her under their wing like from a very young age and been like it almost feels like a Disney villain song to me almost, where it's like, oh, I have everything you'll want, like just like, you know, sign your life away, like don't worry,
take a gulp and take a breath and go ahead and sign the scroll, lots of rips.
Yeah, exactly. That's literally like the vibes I get, because I think it's, when I was going into listening to the album, I was really like, what the heck is Father Figure going to be about? I like could not figure out what the topic was going to be. But then once I really read the lyrics, I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a great way to tell the story of like how she was taken advantage by these guys high up in the music world. And then eventually flipping the table on her and being like, haha, I got you. Like now, you're stuck with me. And like, I knew it was a plot all along. And I also just love the melody of that song. Like, I love the sample. I love that, like, it's her first time that she's actually sampled a song. I know that like Untouchable was a full, I don't even know what you would call that. Like that was like literally rewriting the lyrics under someone's melody, under their permission, of course. But this was the first time I've heard her like sample, so I thought it was pretty interesting. I also found it interesting. There's a lot of talk about a lot of melodies in the song sounding like other songs. Some of the songs, they sound like for example, The Life of a Showgirl sounds like Cool by the Jonas Brothers, but that's because I think it's the same producers, so I think they probably accidentally, as happens often, subconsciously taken a melody from another thing they've done.
Right.
But I found it interesting how many of the other songs almost felt like they sampled another song, but didn't. And I don't know if it was an accident or if they intentionally like chose songs to reference throughout the album, like that were her inspiration. Because since like, you know, Father Figure was intentionally chosen as a sample, but then in Actually Romantic, the guitar riff sounds a lot like a lot of songs, like everyone's saying different things. I immediately thought Where's My Mind by the Pixies. Other people are saying like the Weezer song, or like lots of things. I think that's just honestly a common guitar chord progression that's in a lot of popular songs. And then at the beginning of Wood, it sounds like either Classic by MKTO, or that Jackson 5 or Michael Jackson or Jackson 5 song. So at first I was like, wait, this is getting suspicious. Why do all these songs sound like other things? But I think people are still having discourse about like whether it was intentional or just like the producers subconsciously doing it. I will say like the one in Actually Romantic is like a very common guitar progression. Like it's in like, so like everyone was commenting like, oh, this sounds like Where's My Mind by the Pixies. This sounds like the Weezer song. There's like a bunch of others. So
yeah, the one song I was like that, I just want you. Well, I don't even know what that one is, but I was like, I think there's been a glitch. Like as soon as those drums came in, I heard that too.
That one, yeah.
I don't know, because I get there's common chord progressions and stuff like that. But then again, guys, when there's people comparing Beyonce and Taylor Swift, like when I think about my first listen of Cowboy Carter, this isn't me trying to stir the pot or to compare two people, whatever. But if we are going to throw around this like greatest pop star ever title, whatever, like listening to American Requiem versus The Fate of Ophelia, like Beyonce's music is so layered and there's different harmonies. And it's just like you're really on the edge of your seat the whole time while you're listening for the first time. But like, I just don't get that from the Taylor Swift album personally. So I don't know, but I guess going into Actually Romantic, let's talk about Charli, because...
Wait, can I say one thing
yes.
based on what you just said?
Yes.
I feel like other of Taylor Swift's albums do give you like the melody that's like especially her older albums do that on like personally. Like I can feel so much from like her older albums and like certain songs throughout her newer albums. So I feel like it's just like a taste thing, or I mean, obviously you can show like the layers in both Beyonce and I think that American Requiem is a great song. But like this album, I don't know why, because I do think she has better melodies and better lyrics. So I don't know why this album is like resonating so much with me, but I feel like it is because it just brings like nostalgia of like her pop, like in the middle of her pop era in like the late 2010s.
Yeah. I mean, and I get that too. Like when Pink Friday 2 came out, it's almost like I listened for the first time as, you know, a 16-year-old at the time, but then I'm also listening as the 5-year-old who fell in love with Nicki Minaj. So I definitely get having like the nostalgia of it and almost feel like it's like a part of your child, like inner child, I guess. So I definitely get that. But yeah,
do you want to talk about the Charli thing?
So Actually Romantic is rumored to be a response to Charli XCX apparently, which, guys, Sympathy is a Knife. If we're calling that a diss track, then what? But I will say, let me preface by saying that I do not condone drug use whatsoever, and like that should not be romanticized or anything like that. But I feel like it is a little odd to make a song about like feeling like insecure in the music industry and just being vulnerable, and then the response is like, you do coke. It's like, okay, like I don't know. It just feels like it doesn't feel like a response that, you know, such an amazing lyricist would respond with. Because if people are gonna, you know, like Taylor Swift obviously is known for being a great lyricist, but I'm like, if this is what you have, like, I don't know. It's really starting to feel like fast fashion of the music industry. I definitely see that, because it seems like trying to release another album so you don't go irrelevant, but it's like, girl, you're not going to go irrelevant. Like, you still have a diehard fan base. We don't need to keep like, I don't know. I feel like I'm sounding like a hater, but there's just my genuine opinions. And I feel like every time that anybody expresses their opinions like that, it's like, oh, you're a misogynist and you hate women. It's like, I love women and I want to see women thrive. But like, me not liking Taylor Swift's album is not anti-feminist, because that's always the response or the excuse, is that it's like, oh, you just can't see women in the spotlight. But then the second that another community is like, hey, these lyrics are maybe like microaggressive, or like, what do we mean here by that? Suddenly it's like, oh, it's not that deep. Like,
Yeah.
guys, this is white feminism.
I don't love her response to Charlie's because I'm also like Brat is like one of my favorite albums of all time now. Like I loved that album, and I do see like Charlie definitely wrote that song as from a like an insecure and like just voicing her how she felt about like having to have like Taylor overpower the spotlight.
Right.
And so I do think Taylor, if this song is about Charlie, which I do think it is because I feel like it kind of obviously is, I'm kind of shocked that Taylor would write that because yeah, like I don't know why she had to turn this into a diss track thing. And I guess I'll never understand that. Like, I guess we don't know everything that's gone down behind the scenes with them.
True.
Maybe they've had more back and forth in their personal lives that makes this feel like less of a jump to them, but maybe more of a jump to us. But still, I don't think I think it's funny because that song, I always said that like the first 2 or 3 days, I said that song is my favorite because that was before I really like looked at the lyrics to anything. I was just going by like sonics basically.
Right.
And then when I saw like an Instagram reel that it was about Charlie, and I was like, what the heck? Like, that's crazy. I didn't get that. And now it's like definitely not one of my, it's funny because the songs that we're talking about, I feel like now I'm saying like I don't like any of the songs, but it's just the songs that we're talking about are all my least favorites from the album. So yeah, for the reasons that we've described, you know, the lyrics, mainly the lyric content, is why these are my least favorite in the album.
Yeah, like I didn't vibe with the Tortured Poets department, but just everything with this album is like so much more of a turnoff to the point where I'm like, I don't know if that's something I want to continue with. I don't know. I mean, I wasn't a huge Taylor Swift listener to begin with, but I don't know. It's icky. Also, my SD card ran out and like there's literally nothing else I can delete.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like we're almost done anyways.
Just looking at me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hope you're enjoying the widescreen of my apartment now.
Yes. I honestly was so scared to make this episode though, because I have seen my entire For You page is Taylor Swift, and it was not like that before. And I have seen every opinion under the sun. Like I'll see one video and it's like, hey, what's going on here? And then another video that's like a stitch of the video I just watched that's actually like, go die, you're wrong. So I'm kind of like, okay, it's not like I don't know where I stand, but it's more like I'm so overwhelmed by hearing all of this stuff that I feel so chaotic that I'm like,
there's like so many different opinions. It's like you don't know what to believe.
Even if I did like even one song in the album, now I don't want to listen to it because what? And then the response being like, if you're talking about my album, that's promo or something. It's like, girl, watch some of the comments that people like, listen to some of the comments that people are saying because, you know, a lot of the stuff with Travis Kelce's ex, you know, like that's not just playful criticism, you know, that's some like maybe wanting some accountability to be held or some sort of clarification on like, hey, what did we mean here? So yeah, I feel like that's all I had to say. That was a lot of jumbled thoughts, but yes.
Yeah. It was interesting to hear like your point of view. And yeah, like I think I will say like I don't know where this album will rank in my overall discography. It's getting harder and harder to rank like as the albums progress because obviously like ranking 12 albums is a lot. So yes, but it'll be interesting to see where she goes next. You know, if she continues down this pop sound that she's come back to, or if she gets back into like the heavier content and folklore, or I wouldn't say heavier, but like more poetic. So it'll be interesting, but I feel like it just proves that she can always change up her sound, go back to previous sounds. Like, I feel like this album feels very Lover mixed with Reputation to me. And she will always have people who hate her and people who love her and people who are neutral about her. So, yes.
Indeed. I think that was a good final thought to it. But yes, guys, let us know what you think about the life of a showgirl. If you listened, if you didn't listen, are there reasons as to why you didn't listen, or were you just never even a listener to begin with? Let us know in the YouTube comment section or in Spotify or Instagram comments, Instagram DMs. We would love to hear from you. So yes, thank you guys so much for listening to this commentary, this conversation about Taylor Swift's 12th studio album. Do we love it? Do we hate it? Let us know. And yes, Telepathy posts new episodes every Tuesday, and you can find us on Instagram at the Telepathy Pod for more updates and snippets.
Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you guys next Tuesday.
Yes. Okay, bye.
Bye.